features a picture of an old dinosaur and the other one features a picture of a T-Rex. So I'm giving that one out there. This one also I must thank that one very much. This also has a picture painted by the wonderful Keith Gray of myself on the back page. In miniature, I think. Miniature is what we call it. And I do believe I'm wearing the same jacket that I'm wearing tonight. So, thank you, Keith. So, yeah, there we go. Yeah, let's hear it for Keith.
He's gone for a cigarette.
Alright, so I'm going to read children's poems. Which is sort of quite weird because there's only one child in the audience.
Me.
But well, yeah, the age and age, isn't there? So I always kick off with this piece, whatever age group I'm working with. It's an alphabet rap, and it's got all the letters of the alphabet hidden inside it, like a little ear puzzle, and it goes like this. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, my name is Steve, I'm an evil MC. H-I-J, hear what I say, I'm the snappiest rapper on stage today. Okay, hello, Eminem, no, my P's and Q's are fast and loose, I'm pure as juice and I call no truce cause my name's S-T. Steve Tasane with an insane brain. Say it again, S-T, S-T, S, Steve Tasane. I'm telling you, U-V-W, don't want to trouble you, don't mean to muddle you, but it's text, exit, what can we expect next? Get wise, why? Look at my eyes, I'm telling no lies, I capitalise my eyes and alphabeticalise. From A to Z, I'm a slick MC, I've got more bounce than Zebedee. My speech ain't dead, my language ain't zombie, it ain't ever gonna be. I said what I said, I said what I said, I said what I said, Z. Thank you. I was very lucky with that poem. That is actually one of the oldest poems in the book. And of course, the very key line in the middle of that, literally in the middle of it, because it's the centre of the alphabet, is the Eminem reference. And I wrote it about 22 years ago, and it would be no good now if Eminem wasn't still famous, and he's about the only person who still is, known to the little kids, so I've been really blessed with that. So, what have I got? I couldn't make up my mind on the set, so that's the beauty of books, is you can look. This is some of the poems that I do in the book. They have little explanations of them written, just as a guide for the young readers. And this one is called Goal, and it says this. This poem is a pantoum. You only have to write 10 lines to make a 20-line poem, because the second and fourth line of each verse becomes the first and third line of the next verse. And the first and third line of the first verse becomes the last line and the second line of the final verse. Go figure. So it's a puzzle. Putting this together is like putting together a jigsaw. And every line is exactly the same length and exactly the same rhythm. And it's written from the perspective of being new in a school and not having any friends and thinking, how can I make friends and have people like me? I know I'll try and do really well at sports and games, and then all my classmates will love me. Goal. I'm scoring a goal in the match. At rugby I'm making a try. At cricket I'm making a catch. I never fall over and try. At rugby I'm making a try. I always come first in the race. I never fall over and try. I never get mud on my face. I always come first in the race. I'm winning the cup for my school. I never get mud on my face. My mates are all calling me cool. I'm winning the cup for my school. It's better than taking the blame. My mates are all calling me cool. I won't be ashamed of my name. It's better than taking the blame. At cricket I'm making a catch. I won't be ashamed of my name. I'm scoring a goal in the match. And what I like about that poem is of course, I'll have introduced myself with the rap, but then you get to show how rapping it is just another form of poetry, and that poem has such a specific structure to it, and yet there's kind of rap-like quality to it, so you really get to see the overlap. But maybe that's just me.
No, it's good.
So this next one, because I thought you're all poetry lovers, so so this one is for the poetry lovers. It's called Miss, and again, I'd like to make poetry games for kids, really. So this one is a proper air puzzle. When we have two words that sound exactly the same, but mean something completely different, we call them homophones. So this poem is made up of homophones. So you have to understand that, otherwise it makes no sense whatsoever. And the best way of demonstrating a homophone is with an example of it. So imagine for a homophone that you're having a walk in the local park and you see a bunch of hoodlums and they've all got stones and they're throwing them at the wildlife, and then you see the duck. So that's how the homophone works. This has got a few cheating words in it, like bye-bye and stuff like that, as in bye-bye. Miss. I was looking at a board, troubling over some, head spinning like a yo-yo. When every single word, Miss taught me to write. Now learning's not a no-no, but Miss is waving bye-bye. That's why I'm really gonna miss Miss. Miss had no need to fight like some nasty might. When there was too much noise to hear, she never roared like a horse. So in a rarely seen scene, the bully by my side sighed. Thank you, he said, bye-bye. That's why we're really gonna miss Miss. Miss made us feel that school's cool, so much more than so. Her punishments were few. As for silver stars, everybody won one, and most won two. With Miss, our very world. That's why we're really gonna miss Miss.
Hey.
And this one is one of the earliest poems I wrote when I started working in schools, and I haven't quite fully grasped the way in which you write for children as opposed to the way you write for yourself. So this one isn't one that I'd write these days. It's called Mrs. Bent, and it's based on a teacher that I had when I was at school. And I thought, great, I'm in school now doing children's poems, I can get my revenge and write about her. And but it's not in good spirit. It's got a moral lesson to it, and they like it in the pupil referral units. But I kind of explained that Mrs. Bent actually was called Mrs. Bent. That was her real name, and all the things that she does in this poem are all things that she did to me or to other kids. She was truly evil. Anyway, here we go. Mrs. Bent kicks my behind. Most of the teachers are sometimes kind, but Mrs. Bent makes me feel small, nose to the wall in the dining hall. She chucks me down with a cutting frown. I'll amount to nothing, I'm a total clown. Whatever I say, she says I've lied. My right to reply is always denied. She's hell-bent, not heaven-sent. Mrs. Bent has evil intent. I get done if I laugh, I get done if I cry. I get done if I can't look into her eye. I get done if I run, and if I drag my feet. If there's a game I've won, she claims I cheat. She says my writing's too untidy. She always sits a girl beside me. If I need a wee, I'm attention-seeking. She makes me wait until I'm leaking. She hates to teach, but loves to torment. Mrs. Bent has evil intent. Sit up straighter, stand to attention, extra homework, double detention. I've more bad marks than I can mention. Tortures Mrs. Bent's invention. She says my parents must be bad, but she knows I love my mum and dad. Wherever she goes, her cruelty shows. She stuck my gum on the end of my nose. Punishment makes her content. Mrs. Bent has evil intent. Mrs. Bent is mean and nasty, with a face that's like a dropped meat pasty. But when I'm bigger, she'll be old. She'll have to do what she gets told. All alone in the old folks' home she's in, with me as head of discipline. Remember me? You taught me well. Now I'll make your life total hell. I won't be sorry, and I won't repent if I learn my lessons from Mrs. Bent. Have I got time, Jason, for a call and response one?
Yeah.
Good, excellent. I usually incorporate games and rhythm games and copying games and things into my school visits, but I like to have a bit of chanting, and I think you're warmed up now, so are you up for that?
Yeah.
Good, and we'll make it a little bit of a competition. So what we've got is two sides to the room. We've got this side from this table onwards, and this side from this table onwards. That's not quite even, guys, but I know that there's some good vocal people on this side, so I'm going to trust it. And this poem is about onomatopoeic words, and it's celebrating all of the sounds that we have around us, like the wind blowing through the trees, and the birds singing and children laughing as they go around a playground, and all of that stuff is pure poetry and not just the words in books. So pure poetry, of course, is another word for magic, and that's what poetry is. So what we're going to do is see who has got the best poetic voice, which means that as well as being loud, you've got to be in harmony, but after making it sound nice, not horrible screechy stuff. So when I point at this side of the room, what you've got to do is put your arms in the air so you can raise the roof there, and you go, pure poetry! Like that. Can you do that? After 3. 1, 2, 3.
Pure poetry!
Okay, now, did you hear that? That wasn't bad, was it? But it kind of, it didn't quite go oomph.